Hey, so I just read the Parade article by Mike Bloom with his written interview with Rylie from Big Brother season 23 or 27. Sorry. Um, it was a very generic interview. Again, it's written, there is no video. Um, so I think he probably sent him the questions and then he answered them. The answers are very PC, some of them. Um, it starts out talking about essentially how Rylie got to Big Brother. It talks about him professing his love to Catherine, him getting his HOH taken over by Mickey, how he got on the block because Lauren took Vince off the block and Rachel threatened to put him up. And she did. She didn't threaten, she made a promise. And so it talks about the first part talks about him competing in the Blockbuster and like how could he have like messed that up. So he basically said he could see Morgan's score but he couldn't see Mickey's score, and it was his fault that he didn't win. And then it goes into talking about him being evicted and how he wasn't surprised because he shouldn't have been on the block in the first place. He should have took himself off by winning the Blockbuster. It also goes into his strategy that I guess he said at the beginning was he was going to kill everybody with kindness, but then they saw, his anger come out. And he basically was like, basically to sum it up, he's human. And that game is intense and his emotions got the best of him. And you saw some moments that maybe he's not the proudest of. It also talks about his showmance with Catherine and asking, like, was that a positive or a negative for your game? And he kind of was like, it was what it was. People knew we were together and but he's like, they respected our games individually, which I don't think is true. I think they knew that they would vote as a pair and act as a pair. So it is what it is. The part that people, I guess, wanted to know the most about is like his reaction sometimes to Catherine, where fans, we felt like he was talking down to her. He was controlling, condescending. He didn't respect her boundaries. When, like, he wouldn't kiss her or wouldn't sleep in the same bed as her, or he would call her names, like, what's going on here? And, he gave a very PC answer, is that he intended not to make Catherine feel uncomfortable or disrespected. He cares about her a lot. And being in that house, emotions run high. And sometimes I didn't express myself in the best way. He's like, I'm passionate, I'm learning. The thing is, Rylie, you forgot that the cameras were rolling, and it's not just rolling for TV. They're rolling all the time. And us super fans watch all of the live feeds, and so we see that stuff. I think I recorded a portion of him and her they were arguing, or they were like rebounding from an argument where I think Rylie called her stupid. And she's like, I don't like the way that makes me feel. Please don't call me that. Da, da, da. We got to see that live. There was no editing in that. That was raw. That was real. That was how you acted. The thing is, us outside of the house, we have relationships. We have good, we have bad relationships. We have, good situations, bad situations, and in situations where we acted not so great, but we don't have cameras rolling on us. So that's the difference. I don't think he realized that. And I understand that you might forget that the cameras are rolling. And I guess that's a good thing because people get to see who you really are. But then don't then say, oh, well, it was misrepresented. Because one of the questions was, is there anything else you want fans to know about your experience inside the house? And his last statement was, I wish people would see past the inaccurate version of me that's being spread online. It's not inaccurate. We all saw it. And we all have similar opinions. So hopefully Rylie will take this and actually learn from it. I hope that he does some type of interview with somebody soon, because I think that we as super fans also need to see the human side of Rylie. And I think he needs to like show that and not hide from it, right? This, I guess, will help, but it's not really fooling a lot of us that watched it live. So cheers to Rylie. I wish him nothing but the best. Hopefully you learn from situations, and we all can learn from situations that we see, not just of ourselves, but of other people. So cheers to that. Bye. I forgot to say that I will place the link to the article either in the comments or the description. Bye.